Yes, District 9 Havana.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palettes. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today from the Box Press Studio is Jiunn Liu, also Seth Geis, and from the Pastania Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Doing
Pretty
well.
good.
I'm doing cigar video reviews and one of the worst nights of the year, but that is good. It's good. I'm happy to be with my peeps.
The X-rays came
Nice.
back negative, which is good.
So that
Negative
means
for me
that
having
it
any hope
can't
for the
be
season. Or
what? Like,
It just
can it
means
still
no.
be
soft
It just
tissue,
means no. It just
Achilles.
means
An
No, soft,
amazing
they
yeah,
scanned
exactly.
it. They
It could still
scanned it. The
be,
X-ray machine came back, said no, negative.
Yeah, it said
but
no.
does that
Like,
mean
what does
that
that
it could
mean?
still
Come
be,
back later. It's
it
like a
could
magic
still
8 ball. You
be,
you have to shake it again.
You have no
it could
ankle.
still be the Achilles, right?
Could.
Could be.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's
You have
still
to
could
do
the end of the
be
season.
sprain.
MRI on that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how long. I wonder what.
Sprain
I
is
mean,
6 weeks.
I've got.
He's
Well,
fragile.
I
He's
was
old.
listen as someone who's like
Yeah, he's
recently
old.
had to get a bunch
He's
of
like me.
CTs. I haven't, but who's had to pay for MRI and CT scans. I wonder
Oh,
what
I
their
don't pay for that shit.
turnaround and like. Well, that's because you live in Canada there, but I
That's
wonder
true,
what
bro.
his. I wonder what the turnaround in the billing is for that because I don't
Oh,
know.
they just send it to the team.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure they
just
make
like
NFL teams pay up
they
front.
go, here you go, Robert.
They're
Here you
probably
go,
on
Robert.
retainer.
It's for you, bro.
Yeah.
Those machines are. I don't know if you guys have ever seen any of those machines.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
Fucking
massive,
ridiculous.
huge, crazy.
You hear about that guy that was at the MRI machine and
With the
he
gun in his
forgot to
pocket?
declare that he had the gun?
Oh, dumbass.
And then
Yeah.
Like his
It went
dick.
off. It
it
shot
went
him.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
They shot
Yeah,
him 'cause it
fortunately he was at
sucked
the
up to it.
hospital,
What?
so they saved his
Yeah.
stupid ass. But
If you
Oh
have
my
like
God,
it's like
dude.
dude if
It's a
there's
super
like
magnet.
Moron.
yeah, like there's people like you can't go in there. Like if you like swallowed a magnet or two and you went in there, that thing would
yeah,
Yeah,
tear right out of your body.
rip right out of
get
your
right
stomach.
into it. Oh,
Yeah, it's crazy.
that's
Okay.
nuts, man. Anyways,
So
positive
Cigar
thoughts.
time?
all that somehow
Okay.
relates to this Aroma de Cuba, Connecticut Corona, I guess. I don't know, but we'll see.
Oh, there's a
All right.
connection.
So 5.5 inch by 44 comes out of the My Father factory in Nicaragua. Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, binder and filler, both from Nicaragua. Price point is a whopping $6.50.
Holy shit.
Cigar was released in June of 2023. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
Wait, is this cigar really $6.50?
It is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How did I not pay attention?
Why would they do that? Why would you do that? You're aiming way too low. Why would you you know what I mean? Because La Aroma de Cuba is a brand that doesn't call out, give me a $6.50 cigar.
We
We can talk about that later.
Did like 20 years ago, man.
You know? By the way, are these mainly made out of My Father, La Aroma de Cubas?
They all
No.
are.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. They are.
Most, right? Because I get confused because I feel like
They all are.
was it
They
back
all-
in the
they-
day that they made
all
it
moved.
Fuente?
They all moved to no. They were never moved to Fuente. They were made in. They were made in some other locations. I think somewhere else in Nicaragua, but they moved everything to My Father after San Cristobal, which was 2007, and then they moved La Roma probably 2009. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. If I got this right,
No, I feel like somebody gave
right.
me some really low La Aroma de Cuba that was Fuente made, and they're like, "Oh, it's no longer Fuente made. It's My Father now." Anyways, so back to this cigar. Unbelievable pricing, which gave me a lot of hope that it's like, oh man, if I even remotely like this, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. But I thought the killer for me was like I got a lot of wood bitterness and a lot of this like tannins and leather that really killed all the other like softer like typical Connecticut shake type flavors. So to that extent, I thought it was average, but you know, like I said, I'm curious what you guys think about the price point because I personally think it's too low for the current market.
All right, Seth, what was your experience like with this cigar?
I'm first third roasted nuts, tobacco, dry earth, peppery spices, cedar cream. I just remember thinking, is this a Connecticut? And then, wow, this is probably one of the strongest Connecticut's I've smoked in a little while. Moving into the second, final third, it continued to deliver that cedar and cream, but there was a lot of peppery spices, roasted nuts, tobacco. There was some dry earth. It was a good smoke. Really good burn and draw. It was I think it smoked well for a Corona. I think it had a little bit of strength just because of the size. And it wasn't my cup of tea, but I think it's a really good, if you want a stronger Connecticut and you want that Corona Vitola, they did a good job with it. Yeah, good smoke, John.
Yeah, I agree on the strong comments. I mean, it's not strong like you need your offensive line to be to protect your quarterback, but I thought it was a lot stronger than a lot of Connecticut's are, and I think that tracks from my father because my father tends to be a little more full bodied. But the flavor profile melded well. Chocolate, spices, creaminess, wood, a little bit of nuttiness in the center of the profile, baked bread. I mean, I don't know what more you could ask out of the first third. Second, third, creamy bread, mild baking spices, tannic wood. Not quite as dynamic as the first third, but I thought it did enough to elevate it above the sort of average mark. And then the last third was still quite pleasant. Started out creamy mild bread, baking spices, but then it kind of developed some bitterness, which is really off-putting, and that sort of took away from that last third. Burn was razor sharp. Curiously, the draw was quite snug on mine. Which feels correct because when I weighed it, it was 12.6 grams. So like this, you're definitely getting your money's worth in tobacco. Like it was packed. So whatever. I thought it was a good cigar. I mean, price point aside, it's a good cigar. 650, like practically giving this thing away. Aaron, what about you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with toasted cedar, black pepper, earth, and faint creaminess. Second, third saw some dry hay become present for a bit, and final third saw the earth take a slight lead in the profile while the black pepper kind of waned. Construction was absolutely perfect on what I smoked. I thought it had a nice start, full throttle and flavor, but things began to settle down in the second, third, and the enjoyment level kind of took a step down with it and maintained that the rest of the way. Definitely a much stronger Connecticut shade, medium full for most of the way for me. Um, if you enjoy like a mellow Connecticut shade offering, this is not the cigar for you. Price point might be very attractive to you, but stay away. I don't really see myself coming back to this. I think you said it in your review as well, Seth, that a larger Vitola, something to try and see how it
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
shows
Oh
that way. Yeah.
yeah. There's so many Vitolas in this
Yep.
lineup that I really think I think you
In
could
in a
probably find
Toro, I feel like this would be deadly.
I just think that you could really find it reaches to a lot of smokers. Actually, the funny thing is, John, I smoked this Corona. I was like, I could see John, and I could see some more seasoned smokers who like a little bit more strength in body, who do enjoy a Connecticut for a while, enjoying this. Actually, you know who I thought of? I thought of actually, this sounds maybe crazy. I thought of Hector. I thought Hector might actually like this just because of what it delivers. It has that strength and body. Like Jack Toronto too, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, Jack's
guys
not
who
he's not a heavy smoker. He doesn't want that. He wants a
I know, but it's
lighter
like
Connecticut.
it's Connecticut that I think he should try it. Well, he's
Mhm.
not going to, and I think there's
Yeah.
some drama there, but
Yeah, I wrote
Oh,
my
Jack
review
only
thinking-
thinking
likes lighter cigars.
I was thinking about
he
people.
likes the lighter side of things. Yeah. I think he's a
Yeah.
crema guy, right, John? That's you guys
Yeah.
smoke in the morning.
Yeah.
He smokes light stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm open to trying other Vitolas. I just heard a lot of good buzz about this size. So I thought I'd give it a shot. Always,
Who told
cool
you, Coop?
all the whole Coop crew, but a bunch of other people had also said that it was really good in this size. So,
Coop
but
Crew, huh?
I'm always open to trying a little bit bigger. But
The ice cream bunch, all the scoops,
yep.
scoops of coop.
And then
All right. Score wise,
Bears over there romanticizing it. Okay.
Seth was at
Rocky
the top
Road.
at 6.45. John gave it a 6.37. Jiunn and I both gave it a 6.1. So Seth, how'd that 6.45 match up for you?
Really well. I didn't pay attention to the price. I can't believe this cigar is still $6.50. I disagree with Jiunn about it being too low. I think actually that with it being La Roma, I think with this being a Corona like 650, I bet you some of the larger cigars are higher in prices and so forth. I think it will do a really good job of appealing to older smokers.
cheap ass
who
smokers.
smoked to a lot of who smoked a lot of La Aromas and Ashtons over the years. And with it being my father, in Connecticut, I'm gonna make a bold statement that I think that this is the new entry cigar for the modern smoker. I just said that. I just declared that shit. We can have a conversation. John, fucking A, man. It's just the first game week of the year, dude. You're gonna be okay.
All right,
Yeah,
John,
bro.
Come on,
6.37.
man. I'm like a Baker
Put the
Mayfield
knife
fan.
away.
We're gonna be okay.
637
Yeah.
matches up well. I think in my comments I had
Stab
that
yourself.
this could be a daily cigar choice, not just based on the price, but the actual profile. And when you factor in the price, I don't know why you wouldn't buy bundles of this. Honestly, like, yeah.
All right, Jiunn, 6.1.
It's not bad, but I wouldn't. I think there's. I feel like there's actually more like good Connecticut shades out there than average Connecticut shades out there. Right? Because I feel that way. No, you don't think so?
No.
Most Connecticut shades you don't think are
Most
good?
cigars of any ilk are average.
Yeah, most Connecticut shades are bitter and hay and woody and
Yeah.
drying and pretty boring.
Maybe I'm thinking about the stuff that we've been reviewing. Let me think. Maybe I just have it in my head of all the good ones
Yeah,
that are
probably. That's right.
fewer
What it
than
is.
more. And well, okay, so let me say that. Let me say within the cigars that I think are good, that are of course going to be priced higher than this, like they just they trump this one, right? And I don't care about the pricing. It's just a good Connecticut shade needs to give you all the, all that softness and all that like creamy breadiness that's where it should present. And when you especially mix in like the bitterness and the tannins like this one does, it's not worth smoking for $6 or twice as much as that.
Yeah, my 6.1 matches up well. Same kind of setup as Jiunn did. Above average flavor profile, perfect extraction, gets to that 6.1 mark. You know, even with how attractive that price point is, I don't know that I'd come back to it. I do want to try another Vitola just to get a feel for a larger ring gauge, see how that goes. Maybe it's can tone down the strength. I think the strength was just too much out of balance for the flavor profile for me. So that's what I would do. But I pulled up the kind of the lineup to get a feel for the pricing. So they have an El Jefe Vitola, which is 7x58, and that is
Jeez.
$845.
That's
So
crazy.
you can the Churchill 785, the Toro is 725. So it's really good pricing. Robusto 675. So
Oh yeah.
and then you can always do your kind of your Gordo 5 3/4 by 60 for 750. But I wouldn't go that high. I'd probably go the 6x52. 5 1/4 by 54. I don't think that really tickles my funny bone, but I'd go 6x52, I think.
Yep, that's the right size.
Third interception by Josh Allen tonight, I think.
Nice.
Sorry.
Any
Jets.
final thoughts on this? Or we kind of nailed it all.
No,
Yeah, I
I
think we-
listen.
I think
I'll accept. Actually, no, I haven't. No, I'll accept your 6.1, Aaron. Jiunn, your fucking 6.1 is bullshit. That's fucking. I don't accept that. I think it's a
Why?
crock of shit. No, I think every excuse you gave after listening to you talk about taking a break from smoking with your newborn and then you coming
Yeah.
back and giving this a 6.1
Well,
and
I
then
was in a bad
shitting on
mood
it for
that
six.
day, okay?
Yeah,
I was in a
exactly.
bad
That's my
mood that
fucking
day.
point. And I'm
Right?
just, no, it's just,
Okay. And then
John and I
drank,
gave it, listen, John and I were so
and I was
close.
pairing it with
We were in
kombucha.
0.07 and then you give it a 6.1. I'm pissed about
Right.
that.
Well, can't help it sometimes. A good kombucha
I
will
know,
ruin
I
a
know,
cigar.
I know. We'll move on to the next one.
Voice of
And
reason over here, man.
And I
Tell
think
ya.
even with our nobody scored this out of the park, right? Like it was just kind of fairly average scoring. But I think even with the average scoring, it's probably a shoe in for the value cigar of the year still. I mean,
It's got to be right.
just based on price point. So
I think we
But
all.
yeah,
I think
I
this.
think it
I
would-
think the cigar will smoke better in a bit larger Vitola.
Well,
I
we
think
found
I'm
that. We
actually
found that
curious.
repeatedly. The larger ring gauges in Connecticut's almost universally smoke better in the larger ring
Yeah,
gauges. So I think the
agree.
6x52. I mean, if it scores
I'd
that
love-
well in a
I'd love
Corona,
to-
the 6x52 could be
That's
cigar
why
of the
nobody
year.
makes like Lincero freaking Connecticut shades out there.
We
'Cause
should
it just
do it.
don't
Well,
work.
somebody
we should
does.
We should do it for Thanksgiving or Christmas. We'll dedicate the time, and I'll invest the
You know.
money into it. Would Aaron will find the Vitola, the right Vitola,
Yeah.
a bigger Vitola.
Let's
We
just
can all
get the
agree on it.
Toro.
You want to do the Toro?
we'll do the
Alright.
Toro.
American
Can we do it for
American Thanksgiving.
Can we
or
do it for
Canadian?
Thanksgiving?
Probably.
Let's put it this way: if Rogers comes back for week 3, you can determine if it's American or Canadian Thanksgiving.
Rogers will not be back.
Okay, well
I'm
then we're
gonna
doing
say
it
right
live
now.
Thanksgiving.
We'll do it on American. We're
We're
releasing
live
it
on
on
the
American.
internet.
Aaron, just let me know which Vitola, and I'll send you the money for it because that's
Rogers
what
will
we're
not
releasing
be
enjoy
on.
back
right
before
now.
American Thanksgiving.
I'm telling you, I think in a different Vitola, we're all going to be above 6.5. I think
All
this
right.
is
There you go.
this is the new
Cigar
Connecticut.
of the year.
This is the Macanudo of years ago.
All right. But not the El Jefe at 7.558, right? We're not doing that.
No, please, no.
Because I am
God,
gonna get us.
no.
I think I am gonna get us the April Fools, the Silent April Fools, which is a 9x90 for us to smoke
Yeah, fuck, let's do it. And let's do it live.
Sweet.
on our OnlyFans page. But all right.
That's right.
Wherever you catch this video, be sure to like, subscribe.
I don't wanna
check out the
try it.
full-
I'm gonna up my price for that day though.
You
I'm gonna
take
buy
tips,
a
right?
couple. I'm gonna buy a couple others. I'll do some side videos that way.
Mhm.
We'll have above the table and below the table videos.
Smoke it shirtless, baby.
For the big
No,
tuna.
for real.
the
I
big
kind of want to try
for the
this. Kind of want to
for-
try it.
the
All
9x90 below the table.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Right?
Why not? You and me together.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
You check out the full written review on the website, developmentpass.com. Follow us on social media channels, and you catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
La Aroma de Cuba.